Alright, check this out. You guys are back on the Hater World and on Blue Devil. What we have going on today is a video that you probably already seen. A video that you probably know all the details about. Big U, Brick Baby, Loose Cannon, and the Rolling 60 Crips were indicted on federal charges of racketeering, deleting people, and a bunch of other charges. Now look, I don't really want to tap dance around this video. There is a gang of videos, there's a gang of news reports, there's a gang of like YouTubers, content creators. You know how it is. When something goes viral, everybody talks about it. I want to get to the nitty gritty. I want to see the video where Big U, the leader, quote unquote, turned himself in. If you didn't know, he was on the run for about 10 hours. And he turned himself in. Before we press play on this video, I do want to note this real quick. No matter if we had our differences, no matter if they disrespected me, no matter if I didn't reply and argue back, I want to say free these guys, okay? Because I don't wish death or prison, jail amongst anyone. It is not a place to be. It is not cool to go. If you have to, then you have to, okay? But I don't wish that on nobody. So free these guys. Hopefully they can make it home to their families. Hopefully they can make it home to their kids, because it is very rough to be locked up under any circumstances, okay? So hopefully they can make it home. Other than that, today is Thursday. We gonna have a guest. And if we don't have a guest, because I've been busy doing a lot of things that I haven't had time to book, we will have Trap Boy in the building. So it will be Droops, Opina, Trap Boy, and Blue Devil. All right, worst case scenario. All right, and don't forget, Los Chismosos, Cholos Chismosos, my bad. I'm still getting acquainted with it. Is coming April 1st. All right, we got a date. April 1st. But look. I'm not sure about the name. Okay? I'm not a cholo, homie. Right? I'm a gangster. So if anybody wants to come up with a name, I might pick it. Leave it down below. Type it up. Hey, yo, Blue Devil, you might name it this. I was thinking of something that something that could be universal. Because if we end up having guests, I don't want them to think that it's only about chisme. You feel me? So go ahead and leave it down below. Other than that, like I said, free these guys. A page that's been very informative on what's going on is the homie Rick Rock TV. All right, go check out Rick Rock TV, Trap News Network, and of course every other platform like Back on Fig and Community. They gonna report on that. But go support the little guys. Alright, with that being said, let's watch this video right here. Big U turned himself in. And then we gonna watch Big U's last words. Alright, and once again, I forgot to mention, if you go to kick.com/haterworld, you're gonna see last night's live, 3-hour live, in full quality. All right, right here on YouTube, you get vertical. On Kick, you get full quality. So go over to Kick and go show some love. Let's go.
News just coming into our newsroom. 2 fugitives wanted by the FBI, including a longtime accused LA gang leader, now in custody tonight.
Let's get right to Mark Robles, who joins us now with new developments live in the newsroom. Mark?
Yeah, David and Ellen, good evening. We've been following this story throughout the day. Federal officers arrested more than a dozen members tied to the gang known as the Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips, though its leader was on the run. Well, within the last 20 minutes, the FBI announcing that man, Eugene Henley Jr., a.k.a. Big U, is now in custody. We have just learned new details that Henley turned himself in. Earlier, Air 7 was overhead as some of the alleged gang members were being processed at the FBI's LA field office. 19 were indicted. The FBI.
Now look, it said that Big U turned himself in. Before I had watched this video, right, I was thinking Big U is a OG in the game, right? He's been around since the 80s, right? As far as like gang banging and stuff like that. He did a long stretch. He's been home for 21 years. He's already about 60 years old. I thought in my head the first thing that came to my mind is run. Why am I throwing up the H? Run, right? I said run. Because you're 60, right? Even though you're innocent or guilty, you're going to spend 3 to 4 years fighting this case, right? Alone. Without convictions. You're going to be 2, 3, 4 years fighting the case. And if you lose, minimum life. Minimum life. Maybe 20 if you get lucky. You're not going to make it out of there. You're not going to make it out the prison alive. Right? So all I kept thinking was just run. Go live the rest of your years somewhere where you can be extradited. You feel me? That's what I was thinking. I'm not going to tell you that's the right thing to do, but that's the thought that came to my mind. Let's continue.
Says Henley headed up the local Crips gang for decades. Investigators say that he painted himself as an entertainment executive who's been giving back to the community with various charities, but they say Henley is a violent criminal. A woman who knew him says that he has had a positive impact on the community.
He was incredible, whether it was a 7-year-old child or a 50-year-old former gang member coming out of incarceration. His ability to communicate and relate was excellent. If these charges are true, because they're still allegations, they are not a done deal, they're allegations. If they're true, then Eugene Henley was somebody who presented two faces to this.
Hey, it is dope to know that a lady like this, she's from UCLA, got your back. Okay? She looks like an important lady to the school or whatever, the district or whatever, right? The college. To have a white lady like this speak highly of you, to me, seems pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
World.
Charges in this gang bust range from racketeering to murder. A second fugitive the FBI was looking for was also apprehended. The FBI says Henley is from the Hyde Park area of South LA. If convicted, he would face a max sentence of life in federal prison. We are told that he should be in court tomorrow. Live in the newsroom, Mark Robles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. David, back to you.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great.
Nobody cares, Mark Brown. That fool's been there forever. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say because I'm over here entertaining a damn phone call. Look, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, check this out. Facing various charges. Okay. From what I know about racketeering is that, if I might be mistaken, if one guy, if you guys are being tried all together and one person catches a deletion, everybody goes down for it, right? Because nobody's being tried separately. If everybody's being tried together and Big U goes down for deleting someone, so does Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, right? I don't know. Just, you know what? As a matter of fact, so that way we're not beating around the bush. We can Google this, okay? We can Google this. Racketeering means what? Meaning. Let's go. Let's Google this. All right, there you go.
Racketeering.
Racketeering is a set it's a set of illegal activities aimed at commercial profit that may be disguised as legitimate business deals. Racketeering is defined by a coordinated effort by multiple people by repeatedly earning a profit, typically by fraud, extortion, or bribery, threats, violence, or other. Okay, that didn't give me enough info, but you know what I mean. All right, now look, hopefully that's not how it works, because if it does work like that to the point where one criminal accepts the crime or says, you know what, I am guilty, hopefully not everybody has to do what they're doing, right? Or gets the same sentence that they're getting, right? I know that when you're tried separately, everybody is gonna fight their own case individually, and so this guy might get 5 years, this guy might plead out to 10, that guy might plead out to 0. So that to me is better. I don't know where I'm getting the idea that if one guy gets charged, they all get charged. Leave it down below in the comments if I'm mistaken. Maybe it's too late for me and I shouldn't be reacting at night. But let me know. All right. Other than that, let's watch this video. Big U turns himself in. This was the video he dropped right before he went to the police station. All right. Let's go.
I'm looking at this video as I come in to turn myself in, and I'm disheartened by the fact that they trying to say that I stole something from Developing Option, or I used Developing Option as a front. Developing Option paid my bills. They paid my house note. They paid the bills for my family, the money I made from as an employee for Developing Option. I never mixed that with nothing. I didn't manipulate nobody. I didn't steal nothing. We did PPP loans. We did 2 loans. And that's it, just like everybody else did. I didn't use no fraud. I didn't give none of fake names. And one of them we was paying back and one they forgave. You know what I mean? And the other one we attempted for and they didn't give us nothing for it. I filed my taxes and them coming around telling me I was using Developing Option as a cover. Cover for what? None of that's going to be true. None of that's going to be true. The government putting this big ass picture and they going to arrest 21 dudes. Some dudes I don't even talk to. I don't even know nothing about. So how the hell you gonna lump me in with all them? But it's all the big picture though. It's all the big picture. Now I'm gonna be sitting in here. It's gonna be years out of my life. Then you going to get dudes who I don't even talk to. What they gonna say? You ruining people's lives. I heard it's over 21 people that's been arrested. This shit wrong. It is what it is. Church, just pray for me. Just pray for me, pray for my family. And you look at what we did. You look at what I did. I've been home 21 years. It ain't over though. That's what it's not. Blessings. See what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house. And he's actually got video and footage of it, so y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all: when they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Wack, loose cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all filed.
Look, if those that don't know or don't remember, Big U never, ever did the back and forth like Wack 100 and Loose Cannon. As far as like the internet beefing, he never did the back and forth. He never responded. He might have did like 1 podcast or 2, but it was very fast and it wasn't never really about drama, you know. And salute to that man for that, because he did not allow anybody to drag him down to play their game. And we know that Wack 100, Loose Cannon, and not even Brick Baby, Loose and Wack, they love to play this game. Okay, they like to egg you on, and then they want to bring you on to incriminate yourself. Now, people are not going to agree with that, but that is the truth. Did you guys not see the video with me and Wack where he tried to get me to incriminate myself about the gang politics? You know, smut me up. I didn't fall for it. I stayed quiet. But yet everybody try to disrespect me, saying I got punked. How did I get punked? I didn't want to argue with that dude because I know what games he plays. Plus, I know what I'm gonna get myself into if I open up my mouth and my people want me to stand by what I said. But a lot of you young kids and old, the word I'm looking for is old disgruntled men, because you guys are sitting at home doing nothing with your life and you want to see the show wanted me to react a different way. Hey, my boy, listen. I'm here to keep myself and the people around me safe. If you're not here, you have no input on what goes down. Now look, salute to Big U for not getting tricked. At least into going online, responding, and having documents, right? Put aside of what he said. Because you know everything you say on the internet gets recorded. So if you would have went online and argued with Wack or argued with Loose, that would have been recorded and it would have been in the case. So at least he didn't incriminate himself on the internet. So he could still fight his case. Now, if he would have went and argued with Wack, it would have been hard to beat that case or fight the case. Okay, let's continue.
Y'all who be sending shit around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these niggas saying, all y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this fuck shit.
Oh,
if you have something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wax.
He's talking to 600. Okay, 600 is out here ratting and telling on Big U. 600 is the police. 600 is a snitch. 600 is a rat. Okay, this is just content. 600, all right, and the facts are there, and you know it's there, and you know you are. Okay, you are telling yourself. You are telling. Now look, this is what I say. Oh, you know what? We're gonna get to 600 in a few minutes. All right, let's continue this.
Said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me. See what's going on? They talking about I'm a fugitive. Celebrities, don't give me no money. Don't help me. Don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. You just guilty because somebody else don't like you and then go on the internet and do what the fuck they want to and y'all gonna promote it. It's crazy. But I'm going to go turn myself in though. Cause I ain't did nothing. This fact is, man, they done went to my house, kicked my houses in, no more money. They went to all the different celebrity doors down, bust my windows. They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this? But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got this last thing to say. Wack said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you fuck niggas in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Cause whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wack. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in who gonna cooperate. That's what the play is.
All right, so basically what he said is that Wack 100 told him that he was going to take down his business. For those that don't know what Big U's business is, Big U's business was a non-profit organization. Non-profit organization, all right, organization. You don't really pronounce A. Non-profit organization, right? And he gets grants from the government to help the at-risk youth. Okay, so kids that are in elementary, middle school, that are trying to join gangs or do drugs, he has a nonprofit. The government gives him money, and that money is to help the kids. Now, he can add himself as an employee and pay himself a salary. Boom, and the rest goes to help the children. Okay, and because of that, people were saying that he was working with the police, that he was working with the cops, blah, blah, blah. You guys remember Wack said that Big U had a phone directly to the cops, blah, blah, blah. It's hard to be a nonprofit. It's hard to get grants from the government. So obviously he was doing something correct in order to get this money, right? So he's basically calling Wack 100 a rat. Not out of my mouth, not my words, Big U. He said that Wack wanted to take him down, and that whoever works with Wack now is basically telling. All right. Now look, I wanted to jump into one other video.
Doors down, but
I wanted to jump into one other video before we move on. All right, this is the guy that put everything together. This is the guy that masterminded everything. This is the guy that has been celebrating like a weirdo. All right. And let's not forget, okay? Let's not forget that Big U was the one that said he would knock out 30 Sureños in prison. And I should have hatred or be mad. But I'm not. Because you don't kick a man when he's down. You know, unless he a punk bitch rat. And we haven't seen Big U be that. At least not yet. Not saying it can't happen, because I think anybody, and it can happen to anybody, or anybody can open their mouth, right? But at least we haven't seen no PW on him. So you can't give him that. You can't treat him like one. All right, but this guy right here has been parading everything around. There's a couple of videos that I want to go over. All right, here we go.
everybody know I'm fuck with Brick Baby. So if you want to arrest certain dudes, and put them next to me, them is the dudes you gonna have to call themselves turning against me. Well, ain't no turn against me. I ain't going for that. You might as well go get 600 and Wack. Everybody know I'm fuck.
After I pull up with you, you tell me you can't be in the streets no more, gang. They told you they've been watching you since March. It's ugly. Then you tell me stay away from Big U. They got a RICO on Big U. See, why Big U is thinking that, you know, you his boy, let him know that you came and told us everything. I had no idea about no RICO. How the fuck I know about a RICO? You told me. Because the feds ran your house and the feds picked him up, ran his house. You told me y'all got the same lawyer. Your lawyer told you everything about his case. Okay? You told me to stay away from Big U. They're trying to give him life for a Big U RICO. You know what you told me? But you ain't got nothing to worry about, 6. It ain't a 6-0 RICO. It's a Big U RICO.
Now look, what he's talking about, Brick Baby got busted like last year, right, or 2 years ago. Okay. And he got taken into custody, and supposedly they told him that there was going to be a RICO indictment on Big U. What does Brick Baby do? He goes and hits up 600 and lets him know. Why does he let him know? Well, they from the same hood. Big U, 600, Brick Baby, they all from the same neighborhood, right? Cowboy, Loose Cannon, they all from the same hood. So he was letting his homie know, hey fool, be truchas. Hey homie, keep an eye out. Roll underneath the radar. Right? He was giving them some game. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Because they from the same hood. Now, if they from different hoods, then what you doing telling another fool our hood business, right? But what does 600 do? Instead of appreciating the heads up and doing something about it, or just keeping his distance, he goes to the internet and he tells on Brick Baby. He telling. How are you telling on Brick Baby? That's your homie from the hood. Dog, this shit is sad. And they said that Southsiders were allowed to rat. Who's doing the ratting now? Listen, homie, what's understood don't need to be explained. I don't got to explain to you or argue on national internet what we already know. We already know Southsiders don't do no telling. Now, there is cases where fools be telling. Black, white, Chinese, everybody be telling. But it's frowned upon and we not taking it. And when I say we, is I can speak for the people that I know that are around me. We not accepting it. And I know that everybody else is not accepting it either. But does it happen? It happens in every race. But because 600 told, I'm not going to put all the blacks together and say, hey, the blacks can snitch. No, because I know they can't. But I know they do. Okay? Every race tells. Now, the way they were trying to push the narrative was that all Southsiders can tell and it's okay. All Southsiders can snitch and we accept it. And people accept it and the homies accept it. Nah. But I'm not going to argue with you on the internet. Because those that are smart, they already know. Fuck, I'm going to argue with you about my politics. The fuck is wrong with you? Right? So to all you dumbass little kids and old ass fucking amargado level 10 cholos, go run that narrative, homie. Now look, anybody that wants to watch the rest of that video, go look it up. It's all over the internet. I'm not going to continue. We're going to leave it here. All right? But we don't do Southside politics on the internet. We don't. We not the same. We don't sit on the internet and make videos telling on other Southsiders. All right? Homies don't make videos ratting, telling, snitching, politicking, none of that. So sometimes, homie, even though you might think it might make you look bad, fuck it, dog. I'd rather have these idiots look at me like I should have done something, but get myself in a wreck. You smoking dope. That goes to show. That goes to show you and tell you. We don't do that type of shit. Salute to the solid black homies. Gang of homies. Salute to all the solid Southsiders. All the solid woods. But to all them tattletale motherfuckers, all them lame ass fools on the internet podcasting about all these crimes, talking about this, that, I'm the henchman, or I caught a body. Fucking weird, homie. You a gangster. You're not supposed to be on the internet telling everybody what you do. But you know what that tells me? You a buster. And you know what you're trying to do? Impress a bunch of nobodies. You're trying to impress a bunch of screen names. You're trying to impress username 1466. Let me show them how gangster I am. That for a fat fucking Idaho. Listen, salute to everybody. Salute to all the solid homies. Free the righteous. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Alright, Hater World, Blue Devil, and I'm out.